So my foot is touching and I'm gonna roll my ankle, okay? My knee and my hip are gonna go with it. Okay, now put that heel down behind you, and just let it stay down. Make contact. My front foot's got full contact, and the back foot does too. Okay, now put all that weight in that front leg, and then just I call it a windshield wiper movement. On that ankle, my toe is still fixed to the floor. Okay, all right, other side. Put that toe down and circle. Okay. All right, drop that heel down to the floor. That front leg is firmly to the floor as well. I do have a bend in that front leg, but my back leg is straight and my heel is down, okay? Stretching the calf. For some of us, it's gonna stretch our hip flexor out too. All right, shift your weight all to the front and side to side. Windshield wiper. Okay. All right. Now let's bring those feet back up, knees up. All right, let's open up the hips now. So let's go about hip, wider than hip width apart, and you're going to circle, okay? Because it really doesn't matter where your feet are in terms of hip width. I was gonna get all fancy on you. Don't need to. You're circling that hip. Okay, let's go the other way now. All right, other side. Around, back and around. One more, and we're gonna go the other way. Bring it to the front and around, okay? Front and around. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I'm gonna move the screen up so you can see what my hands are doing now. Okay, interlock your fingers. Open up those ribs, okay? You can see the movement. I'm just kind of opening up side to side, kind of wiggling. Okay? Now, release your hands up here and rotate your wrists. You've got to hit every joint. If that bothers you, you can do it right here. Okay? All right. Let's bring our fingers back up. Interlock them and open up, okay? I have my feet pretty close together. Try to be one, like the body shape of an I, the letter I that is. I'm going side to side, taking it slow. So I recognize that I'm just loosening up those ribs, the lats. All right, open those hands up. Put your hands together in front of you. This is something we do at the end of the class. There's nothing wrong with doing it at the beginning. It's the one thing about stretching. There's really no order. Weight training, there's an order. Big muscle groups first. We can stretch small muscle groups out first when it comes to stretching. Okay, shake those arms out. All right, bring those feet wider now. Going to go down to an really old-fashioned stretch. So we're gonna go down, we're gonna go touch the opposite foot and then come back up, okay? You don't have to touch the foot, you can touch your knee. You can touch it right here. But we're looking for rotation and flexion. I feel like a Jack LaLanne female version right now. But there is something to be said for something as simple as this. All right, now we're gonna go straight down. So our hands are gonna come forward and you're gonna dive right down to the floor and then come up and you're gonna squeeze your shoulder blades, okay? I'm gonna drop the screen a little bit. Okay, you can see my hands. Okay, so we're here in this star shape. Hands together, come down, drop, touch the floor, feel those hamstrings, okay? Squeeze the shoulder blades, activate those shoulders. The shoulder muscles, they are going to respond much better to a stretch if we use them, okay? Okay, stay up here and let's do 5 more squeezes. 2, 3, 4, 5, arms up over the head, come over to the shoe, outside of that shoe, drag those fingers over, big circles, okay, full body. 2, I go for 3, and there's 3, meet me at the top. Okay, I'm gonna go the other way. All the way around, 1, there's 2, and there's 3. Okay, put your hands down onto your knees. Come down and get a stretch in that inner thigh now. Those hamstrings are nice and loose. They're gonna get even looser once we get to the floor. Come up, bend one leg. I might have to go a little wider if I wanna feel it in my inner thigh. Hold on to something if you need any support or stabilization. You can just solely focus right here, okay? Go to the other side. Okay, feel that stretch. I'm gonna do a side view of it so you can see where my hips are relative and my knees. So if I'm bending this leg, this front one in the screen, my hips are back, you see? And I can still see my feet. Okay, so nothing's blocking my feet. My shoulders are lined up with my feet. You can look down to see that, but my hips are way back. Okay? All right, I'm gonna just face the screen. I get kinks in my neck if I'm turning too much in the screen. Okay, we're gonna speed up that stretch. Okay, all right, meet me in the middle. Hands are down at the knees. If you need to use your chair, then hold on to the chair here at the seat. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna rotate, okay? Rotate. All right, interlock your fingers down here and push. Put your head down towards the floor. Round your back and make your way down to the floor until your knuckles touch or your hamstrings stop you, and then round up. And then pull those shoulders back. Shoulder rolls. Okay. And we're going to make our way down to the floor to work on core. There we go. Okay. Let's have your feet start wide, okay? I'll start here. So your feet are wide, and you're going to walk down. We've been doing a lot of bending, and so we're going to keep that theme. We're going to walk out, and now put your feet together. Okay, you're going to roll and get those heels down, okay? You're going to roll up onto the tiptoes and roll down, okay? My hips are up. I'm not completely in a plank position, okay? I'm going to show you the profile now. I'm just rolling up onto my tiptoes and driving my heels down. You can do this on the chair, okay? Your hands are on the chair, and you can do the same thing, okay? Okay, bend your knees, come up and just take the blood out and get the blood out of your head. We're gonna focus on one of those legs, okay? And you've seen this, like if you've ever watched your kids play a sport where they're all stretching out as a group. What they do is they hook that foot up and then they just focus on that one calf, Okay, that's what I want you to do. Okay, and switch. Get that heel down. I'm pushing my hands into the floor. Getting a lot more of a stretch there. All right, come back up. Take the blood out of your head. All right, guys, we're gonna stretch out those hip flexors first, and we're gonna do the hamstrings. But sandwich in the middle is our favorite, and that's the core part, okay? All right, so I'm gonna use my towel to kneel on it. Okay. I'm gonna stretch. I'm gonna focus right here where my hands are, right in the hip flexor. And I'm getting a nice stretch here. I'm gonna put my hand behind my head, or behind my back, and I'm gonna try to keep that shoulder back. And as I do this, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tip my ear to my shoulder, okay? And multitasking. Watch this. So I was like this. My hand behind, and I drop my ear to the shoulder. Can't really see me, sorry. Okay, and I'm dropping my ear to my shoulder. Still can't see me very well. Okay, let's go to the other side. Back up a little bit. Switch sides, okay? The other knee's on the towel. The other one's forward. This is, again, something you can do this on the chair. Focusing on here, I'm gonna put my hand behind my head, behind my back, and I'm gonna drop my ear to my shoulder, or you can look to that other leg and tuck that chin in. And you're getting a stretch in that neck. Okay, now, child's pose. Both knees are on the towel or on your mat. Your hands are shoulders width apart, and you are slowly bringing them forward as you're trying to bring your hips back. Your glutes, or you're sitting on your heels. Head is down. All right, let's do a little thoracic rotation, and then we will go into our core. So open up, alternate. And that's good, child's pose. Sit back on those heels. Okay, let's work on those abdominals now. So I'm gonna put my towel there. That's where my head's gonna be. We're gonna start on our back because we're gonna do more of the bridging than those Supermans. But the Supermans will probably, most likely, be face down, working on that shoulder mobility as well, okay? So lie down. We're gonna start with the pelvic tilt. Now I wanted to review with you. When you open up that back, in order to push it down, you can just use your legs to push it down. But what I want you to do in this position, when you have that space, you can see my fingers wiggling, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tighten up my abdominals. And the only place I can really tighten them is low. And the lower tummy is pinning the small of my back down, okay? So let's do 5 of those. Open up, tighten up the tummy right along the waistband, and press down that low back, okay? Do it again, tight, and then roll back, okay? Again. And that is our pelvic tilt. One more. And now with the tilt, you're gonna lift your hips up. That automatically activates those glutes. And we're gonna tap our toes. Faster than the beat of that song. Just tap, tap. Tuck that chin into your chest. Put your hands flat so your shoulders are nice and relaxed.
Okay, keep up those hips. Keep the hips up. And we're gonna straighten out this leg, okay? We're gonna bring it straight up. And now we're gonna drop the hips and come up. And so often when I have this going on in class, all I see are people going like this, and you're not getting that hip down. I want you to make contact with the mat and then drive it up, okay? The more range of motion you can get on a bridge, the more muscles you're going to bring in to the exercise, okay? And let's go the other leg, okay? Keep the hip up when you change sides, leg is straight, drop the hip and press it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going for 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's complement that with a knee to chest. Roll both of them in there. Give those knees a big hug. All right, we're going to straighten out those legs. There is a little small space in the back on this one, and that's fine. I do cross my legs. My hands are behind my head, elbows back, and I lift up. You're not going to hurt your back with your legs straight like this. No guarantees, but you shouldn't bother it, even though there is a little tiny space there. As long as you activate or engage those abs. Keep going. You're going to do about 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Bring those hips back up. And tap those feet again, okay? Work those glutes, work that low back. Put your hands back there and you should feel those muscles tighten up, which is good. We want to use them. Keep tapping the feet. You should feel this in the shins, those muscles. Now raise up onto the tiptoes and hold it. Hold it. Okay, put those heels down. Now we're going to walk our feet away from our knees, away from our hips. Walk and then walk them back as far as you can. Okay? Walk them forward and walk them back. One more time. And bring those hips down. It's a lot of time working that back, which is good. All right, let's make big circles, point the toes. We're bicycling our legs. The small of your back is down. If you're having a hard time keeping your back down and you feel your back, just lift your head up. You can cradle it with your hands. Otherwise, if you can keep your back down, then just don't put your head into the equation at all. Take your shoulders to be relaxed, pin them down. Okay, now you're going to take that and you're going to try to touch the floor. Again, keeping the small of your back down. Let that heel touch. With a big bite. Big rotation. Okay. Now, let those legs go straight and then bring them in. We're not going to lift our hips up, okay? We're just bringing our hips in. Challenging the abdominals to lengthen without letting the back help. Back down. I'm going for 5 more. 4. Alternate if you're feeling this too much in your back. Okay. feet down, hands behind your head. Now we're gonna do an old-fashioned crunch. Just lift the shoulders up, have your eyes towards the ceiling and to the height of your wall, okay? I'll go for 5 more. In my own head, I've been counting for 20. And come on down. Roll your legs side to side. The back, relax. Let the abdominals recover. We're going for more. Okay. We're gonna bring the feet up. Your legs are tabletop, and you're going to lift. So keep that 90-degree bend in your knees. Don't be doing it this way. So lift up those feet, and you're rolling your hips up off the mat just a bit, like maybe a half an inch. Okay, you can take your hands. You're gonna get them out of the equation. You can bring them up over your head. All right, let's try to go 10 more, okay? If this is too hard for some of you, you're gonna do it this way, okay? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and there's 1. Bring it down. Raise those hips up and raise up your heels off so you're onto the tiptoes, okay? Sit here. Should have the glutes tighten. If you're starting to feel this in your back too much, just lower the hip right there, okay? It's still all good. The lower it is, the more likely you're going to bring your abdominals in. But what I am trying to achieve here is some back strengthening. But that's how you modify the bridge. If you just drop that hip down, otherwise try to press it up as high as you can. You get the most out of it for the glutes too. Okay, you guys ready for that double crunch now? So we're gonna do 20 of them. I'm figuring 20 is about that 40, I'm gonna time it. I think it's about 40 seconds is what it's gonna take us. But when we do double crunches, it takes a little bit longer than a standard crunch. And so here we go. So it's the double crunch. Your hands are behind your head. And I'm going to lift my hips up and bring my shoulders up at the same time. That's 3 for me. 4. 5 more. Go ahead and take a rest. That was about 45 seconds. Okay, we're going to build on that. We're going to do an elbow to knee for 60. That's my favorite, as you know. Okay, you guys ready? Set. And on the 20, here we go. Lift those legs up and bicycle your legs and reach that elbow to the knee. Here's the modified version. This allows you to rotate even more. This is going to challenge your abs a lot more. More than halfway, guys. Up and over, up and over. 10 seconds. And there it is, guys. A full 60 seconds. Straighten out those legs. Interlock your fingers over your head if you can, or just reach over your head. Get those elbows straight. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Okay, we're going to roll over onto our back, and we're going to still work on some core before we go into those hamstrings, okay? And while we're on our belly, we probably stretch out this quads. So we don't always, like I said, have to do everything in the same order. I do like to change it up, as you know. All right, so for some of you, if you're not on the floor, you're just going to put your hands down like this, where your chair is, and you're going to reach. And what you're trying to reach is palms facing each other or palms down, okay? So I think what I'll do is I'm gonna face this way. I think that's worked better to demonstrate what we're doing here. Okay, so for starters, let's just stretch out our back. So hold in your tummy, hold it in, squeeze your glutes. My feet are flat, and then I press up, okay? Squeezing the glutes keeps you from using, stretching just the vertebrae. This is stretching the back muscles, okay? These extensors. Okay, now we're just gonna lift up one leg, keep it straight, point your toe. Hold your tummy in when you do this, okay? Switch. These are like a half a Superman. This is when he's turning. He just lifts one leg and we're turning, right? Oh, what goes through my mind. Okay, switch again. Squeeze, squeeze. Yep. And the other side, hold it. And I know some of you are like, well, why don't we just do this? Okay, you can do that. But now I want you to focus on your shoulders. So we're gonna lift them up, okay? Now, I'm just put my legs apart a little bit for stability, okay? For me, I rotate my feet out, and that's just, I think, the way I was born. But you can keep your feet flat, the tops of your feet flat, okay? All right, super women and men, here we go. So squeeze the glutes, lift your shoulders up, and now bring them out, okay? I'm gonna tuck my chin in. I don't wanna look at myself doing this. Okay, here, I'm not gonna rotate this time. I'm just gonna go back forward. My palms are parallel to the floor. And if you get clicks or funny business going on, go ahead and bring them thumbs up, okay? I'll demonstrate thumbs up. It just gives you more range, and what I'm trying to do is get you to bring in more range of motion of those shoulders, right? Just go back and forth, okay? And you're gonna see, like I have one arm that goes up a little bit higher. We're all crooked in some way, right? Physically speaking. Okay, come on down. Take a rest, relax your glutes, just relax the head or your low back, everything. All right. Now we're gonna do everything. So we're gonna lift our legs. So I'm gonna lift my legs first, and now I'm gonna lift my arms. I'm gonna bend them so it's easier, okay? And then I'm gonna bring them back, okay? Skydivers out there, not I. Whew, do not have the chemical. Although my dad was a pilot, I was afraid of heights, so I don't take after him for sure. Okay, come on down, relax. All right, that's enough. That's an aggressive stretch, an aggressive strengthener for both shoulders and low back, and if you did it, you should be very proud of yourself. Okay, we're gonna stretch those hamstrings. Yes, I did forget to stretch the quads. We'll do it at the end. It's my favorite muscle group to stretch, so I won't forget the top of the legs. Okay, let's get the towel or that band out. Twist this a little bit so you get to see a little bit more. All right, take one of those legs. I'm gonna start with my left. I'm gonna put it into my arch. Got that leg lined up to the same side. No, I do not have the chemical in my brain to skydive. Or rock climb for that matter, but I definitely get woozy if I get too close to an edge where it's a long drop. Okay, we're gonna back up that stretch a bit. Let's bring that leg down so we have and make room for our foot to go to the opposite shoulder, okay? Really try to get that leg to go straight. Relax your hands, just bring them all the way down to the end of your strap or towel so your arms are in contact with the floor. So you can just really just focus on stretching the hamstring and everything else is relaxed. Remember, if you want to feel it even more, you got to take a deep breath while you're in that stretch, okay? All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to take it back to the same side, all right? And we're going to bend our knee and we're going to pull, okay? Pull it and then straighten it out, okay? Pull and straighten it out. All right, now, with that being said, you're going to keep it bent. We're going to take it all the way over. We're going to stretch our low back out. Go ahead and just relax and let gravity and the weight of that leg be enough tension to stretch out that low back, okay? I can take my hand and I can put a little pressure on it, and I'm going to get even more of a stretch. Okay, all right, now grab a hold of that towel or your band, bring it back. Now, keep it right where the arch is. We're going to take it to the opposite side. We haven't done that one in a while. We're going to bring it to the opposite side. Oops. Am I back, guys? Yep, I'm back. Okay, so what I want to do is get my battery charger because I realize I'm low on battery. So you're going to stretch the other side. So while I run get my, you're going to stretch here. You can stretch that hamstring, okay? I will run. Okay, so now you've got to put that one leg down so you can, we're stretching that other leg, right? So you're going to go to the opposite shoulder now. I you're in. What I want to hear. Okay, there we go. Ugh. All right, sorry about that, guys. I saw where my computer didn't plug in. It came out from the cord, so I have a feeling my dog Pico got in between the cord and my computer and unplugged it. Okay, so you're here. But I gotta go on the other leg. Okay, you're here. Now, What you're going to do is do that other bend and extend, okay? That leg is down, bend it so you're getting a deeper stretch right in here, and then straighten it out, okay? And bend it, straighten. Bend, and straighten. Okay, now keep it bent. We're going to the other side. And I'm not sure if you guys lost me when I was gonna stretch out that inner thigh on the other leg, so we're gonna do it one more time just in case. But just let gravity and the weight of that leg stretch out your back. Feels really good. Okay, bring it back. Now we're going to the inner thigh. This leg is down, and you bring it out the other way, okay? You feel that in your groin. I can feel that all the way down to the knee. Okay? All right, just in case you didn't get the other leg, switch feet. And get that inner thigh stretch right there, okay? Try to keep this hip down. Okay. Let's take that off. Use it as my pillow. Okay, we're gonna bring in our feet, have our feet touch. Hold on to the ankles and pull. Okay, bring it down to the floor and get even more of a stretch right here. It's a little bit higher. Oh, that inner thigh. Okay, bring your legs together. Feet are on the floor. You're gonna roll side to side again. Okay, now we're gonna go to one side. We're gonna stack our hands. And we're gonna bring our arms over the head and to the other side, okay? Back, all the way over the head, and try to get that opposite shoulder to touch the floor. If I push it down, it might go, but it doesn't come natural. Keep your knees lined up together here, okay? Don't let that lift up. Here we go. One more time. Let's go to the other side. Stack your feet. I'm gonna go to my back to you, and around over the head and touch those back of your hand to the floor. Here we go again. Oh, it feels great. For some of you, you might even feel this in your chest. I'm feeling it a lot into my low back. But this is just a great overall stretch for the spine. Round. Okay, now while we're on our side, we're gonna stretch out the top of our legs, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna try to reach for the top leg. The other one goes straight and try to bring it behind you, okay? We're gonna do it in a couple parts, okay? So we're holding on to that foot. Okay, now roll over onto your belly. Don't forget which one you stretched. And now you're gonna grab the same foot and pull it down towards you so your hips are level, okay? if I pull at my toe, I get more of a stretch for some reason. You might feel the same, get the same experience. But if it's easier for you to grab your ankle, then grab your ankle. Okay, switch legs. Stay on your belly. Grab the toes if you can. Try to get that heel to your butt. Okay, play on that side. We're gonna do it one more time. Deep stretch in the quad. I have that bottom leg straight and I'm reaching for that foot, okay? Just let that leg rest. Okay, now we're going to stretch that piriformis. So there's two ways to do it, okay? I'm gonna go into a position where I'm gonna be face down, stretching it. If you wanna sit in a chair, make your way to the chair to get this stretch, okay? So we're face down, I'll face this way. And what I'm doing is I'm gonna tuck that foot in and I'm gonna try to put a little bit of my weight. A lot of the weight is in my hands and I am kind of sitting my hip into that, this leg in front of me, my right leg, and I'm getting a stretch in that piriformis, okay? If you think about it, it's no different than lying on our back and giving it a hug, but we're using our body weight and an angle to get it. It brings in your back more, but it's a pretty good stretch, okay? You don't want to sit in it too long. Now bring the other one up and sit in it. You can overstretch this muscle. It's a very high maintenance muscle. Some people roll it out. I've never incorporated the foam roller like I do in the studio, but not all of us have foam rollers at home. So when we get back to normal, we can roll this out too. Okay, let's go into the child pose. We're gonna put our hand to the same side, opposite side, I'm sorry. And we're gonna sit down and get a nice stretch in those lats, all in here. Shoulders, eyes go down to the mat. Okay, let's come up off that stretch. Let's switch sides. Get that hand over the top and slide down. All right, we're going to come up and join everybody else that's in the seat. We're going to sit down into the chair. I will use this one. And, oh, I'm going to have to pop this up a little bit. There we go. And I get a little closer. Okay, so we're gonna cross that, put that leg on top, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're going to turn to the same side, okay? And I'm gonna use the back of the chair and I'm gonna look over my right shoulder because I'm turning right. My right leg is up, I'm turning right, and I'm looking over my right shoulder, okay? I'm holding on my left hand to my right knee. And I can drop that arm down. If you're sitting on the floor, you can do the same thing, okay? This leg is just out straight, okay? Let's switch. That knee up and rotate. Okay, let's go back to the center. All right, we're gonna roll the shoulders.
hold the tummy muscles tight, okay? I'm sitting at the edge of the chair. I'm not leaning back, okay? My hands are down, holding on to the seat of the chair, and I'm gonna go ear to shoulder. Take a deep breath. Exhale to the center. We're going to turn to the same side, turn to the right. Okay, now we're going to look down, and our eyes are looking to the outside of that right leg. Okay, so right side, right leg, look down. Tuck your chin into that collarbone. And relax those hands. Okay, bring that head up. Let's go the other side. So ear to shoulder. Ear to shoulder. Okay, turn left. Okay, and now we're gonna look down. Try to tuck that chin into that collarbone. Okay, pull the shoulders back. We're gonna do a little bit of movement back there just to increase the blood flow a little bit more. Palms are up, and I'm just squeezing those shoulders. And release, okay? Let's stretch out our forearms. Palms are towards the screen. Pull them back. And pull. So I'm looking at the participants, and I see my sister Cindy on, and she texted me yesterday, and she said, weed therapy over at Tony's. I'm sorry, I'm gonna miss your class. And in my head, I'm like, weed therapy? Like smoke some weed? That's not my sister. So then I realized, oh, she's watching her son Tony's property. She's pulling weeds. Anyway, just for the record, no, she wasn't smoking weed. She was pulling weeds. And that was her workout, I guess. So anyway, I got a good laugh out of that. But I think you all know, if you're in the garden, shake those hands out. If you're in the garden, there is something therapeutic about it. And I definitely have increased my time in the garden. And hopefully you guys are too, enjoying the weather. It is hot though, so stay cool today. Thanks for joining.